Da. We early, man. Let's see who if the early morning crew can make it. My partner over there hurt.
What they say, early bird gets the worm.
Shit, the second mouse get the cheese.
Let's get it. We early today.
Yeah, man. If you can stay with what is it? Stay up with the Owls at night. You got to be able to soar with the Eagles in the morning. That's what OG say.
I ain't never heard that one.
I got some coffee for you, cuz.
You know, I don't even drink coffee, my guy.
2 p.m. over there with Mikey at.
What's good, Mikey?
we here, man. What is this? Monday, May 23rd, 2022. I know a lot of us, maybe we were just talking about it before we got on here, wrapping up school years. So summer break coming up for parents, for kids. Any plans for the summer?
Yeah, man. I think me and the wife, we're gonna take a trip. You know, I think the fam gonna take another trip to Disney World. But we gotta sign these kids up with these summer camps. They cannot be in the house driving us crazy all day, every day. So that's the plan for us, man. How about y'all?
Same. Got to sign up. Got to find some camp. Actually, we got a couple camps already, but camps. Got to take a couple trips. Gonna go to Georgia, see some family, and then got to take a vacation. Nice vacation before the season starts. Because once that season starts, that's when things gonna get busy. So I'm excited though. I'm excited for summertime. Get a little off time with the kids. Did you go to any camps when you were younger?
No doubt.
What kind of camps y'all went to, man?
We had a community center. You know what I'm saying? So I was at a community center all summer. From 7 to about 5 o'clock, I was there, and we would take field trips. We would go to the pool.
Was it kind of like a Boys and Girls Club?
Yeah, it was like a Boys and Girls Club. You know, so that was our camp. Mom and Pops was already paying for it throughout the year, so they said, "Hey, this is where your ass gonna be during the summertime."
Yeah, I can't think of any camps, but I mean, that was just playtime. Whatever neighborhood we was living in, we was outside every day, all day. You ain't really, in those days, you didn't really have to worry about, parents still going to work or whatever. They didn't really have to worry about us like that. They knew we was gonna be at. Somebody was gonna see us or have eyes on us or something. We was gonna be with probably somebody else's kids or something. So it was cool, but that was just outside time all day, every day.
Yeah, that started for me. I'm trying to think when I stopped going to the. I was probably 4th grade, 3rd grade when I stopped going, and it was the same. Hey, don't answer the door, don't answer the phone.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like you say, if you outside, man, you at somebody's house. Got the bike crew. You know where everybody was at. All the bikes was in front of somebody's crib.
Yeah.
So good times.
We had that's how we old. We just had the house phones, and you had like certain. All right, I'm gonna let it ring twice. I'm gonna hang up. Then I'm gonna call back. That's how you know it's me. That's the only one you answer. Anybody else over the door don't do nothing. Man, I got you.
And then the call ID. Then the call ID came out. You know what I'm saying? You could check on the call ID, see who it is. Like, all right.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy how quickly things change, man. The kids, they turn 7, 8 now. They want a phone.
Oh man, I'm going through that now with baby girl. I'm like, nah, you got a couple more years, man.
Yeah,
9 times out of 10, where you gonna be? That's where either me or mom gonna be. So we good.
I bet they got an iPad already.
They gotta have that.
Got to. But we'll catch y'all on the other side, man. Got a lot of sports to talk about. Got the Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals. We had the PGA. Justin Thomas pulled off and win. Tiger had to pull out. F1, the Spanish Grand Prix, which was crazy. It was an exciting Grand Prix. Max Verstappen won again. Red Bull to 1 and 2 on the podium. What else you got?
Football news.
Yeah, a little bit of NFL news, a little bit of football news.
Yep.
And then obviously anything y'all bring up, man. But appreciate everybody who jumped in early on the late notice. And obviously the replay will be up later on. Let's catch y'all on the other side. Woo! Yes, sir. All right, so we'll let me check the comments real quick, see if anybody else had any good summer. Space camp. Nah, no space camp.
No space camp at all. That Star 69 was serious.
Facts.
Zach.
G.I. Joe. My parents dropped all 5 of us off at the pool and picked us up off the work. That was one thing about it. So I live in South Florida, and a lot of people have pools, and unfortunately, a lot of people have accidents at pools, with kids and stuff, shit, even adults, honestly. So our parents they ain't play about that pool stuff.
Yeah.
My mom taught us how to swim, and till this day, my mom can't swim, and taught me and all my siblings how to swim. Shit,
that's a must now, man. The little ones gotta know how to swim. But to G.I. Joe's, man, we used to be at the pool at least once or twice a week at camp, and I think that was one good thing that I did take out of that, learning how to swim. But that's a must right now.
Yeah,
the little ones
gotta
know how to get in that water and survive.
Yeah, you got to try to get over that fear early, that fear of that water. And the younger they are, honestly, the better for them, because they cool. You throw them in that water, it's like, oh, they come back up. But if you get them kind of 6, 7, 8, they already developed that fear of it. It may be a little difficult, but definitely a must. Let's get to some of this NFL news, man. Jump out with the NFL stuff. Jadeveon Clowney re-signed with the Browns. Browns are making some good moves this offseason. Obviously, went and got Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Signed him to a $230 million fully guaranteed deal. I think he brought the whole offense out to the Bahamas. Nice little team bonding trip. And then they just re-added Clowney to the mix on the defensive side of the ball. Re-signed Denzel Ward for an extension. Made him one of the highest paid corners in the league. What else have they done this offseason? Like, I'm forgetting something.
Amari Cooper.
Got Amari Cooper from Dallas. Damn, that's crazy. That was early in this crazy offseason. Got Amari Cooper to be the number 1 for Deshaun Watson. So, like I said, Andrew Berry, the Cleveland Browns making some moves over there, man.
Yeah, man. A lot of teams, and it's crazy, like you said, like with the Amari Cooper move, that was early in the process, and after that, it was a lot of moves being made throughout the league. You had the draft and things of that nature. So, to your point, you kind of forget about what the Cleveland Browns were able to do. But again, one of those teams that I think everybody's going to be looking out for. Obviously, got to figure out what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson. With the NFL, I know he's met with them, and they've started their discussion as far as what's going to happen as far as his punishment, or even if there is a punishment. But Cleveland Browns is definitely a team I know we're going to be talking about. I know fans, football world is going to be talking about. So I think another good move for the Browns re-signing Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah, another 1-year deal opposite of Myles Garrett, obviously one of the best pass rushers in the league. But looking at this division, obviously, as we get closer to the season, that's what we'll start talking more seriously about, who's going to win what division, win totals, all that stuff. But you got a division now. A lot of people coming back healthy for Baltimore. Steelers in the new era now at the quarterback position. Got Mitch Trubisky over there, drafted Kenny Pickett in the first round. You got the Bengals, your Bengals, coming off a Super Bowl appearance. And they only look, primed to continue to get better. And then I guess that's the whole division, man. So how you see this division shaping up early?
If I got to talk about it early, man, again, without knowing what's going to happen with Deshaun Watson, having that question mark there, I'm still going to rock with my Cincinnati Bengals. Joe
you think Burrow, they can handle success?
We're going to find out. And that's, again, I know we've talked about this on the show before, having a young team. Like, how do you handle success? I think that's a big question mark. But with what they've been able to do on the offensive side of the ball, they've done some good things on the defensive side of the ball this offseason. I like what the Bengals can do. I obviously can't forget about Lamar Jackson. You got Marcus Peters coming back. You got Marlon Humphreys, so that combo there on the offensive side, you can see what the Ravens can do. But I like my Bengals. I like my Bengals. I see them coming out of that division, but it's going to be a tough one, as we know.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough division. And to see the Browns, obviously they've been having some more success as late than they have in the previous probably 30 years with Baker Mayfield. Now, obviously moving on from Baker, still got to figure out what they're going to do with him, how they're going to get rid of him. You said nothing? So you think he's going? So if Deshaun suspended, let's say the first 4 weeks. I'm just throwing it out there. Let's say they say, all right, Deshaun, you got 4 weeks. Baker's still on the roster. You think Baker go out there and they basically put him out there to display his trade value, or they go out with Jacoby Brissett, who they also signed to back up Deshaun?
Man, I honestly, bro, I think Baker, if Deshaun has some punishment, I think Baker runs out there week 1. Quiet as kept, they haven't been able to move him to this point. Barring a significant injury to a quarterback on one of these other 31 teams, I don't see Baker going anywhere before that season starts. I don't see it happen. So I think Baker runs out there week 1 if there's any type of repercussions or consequence with Deshaun Watson. You heard it here first.
That's gonna be interesting. I've been hearing some people talking about it, but it's gonna be interesting because obviously the relationship between the Browns, between Baker, but like you said, if you're on that roster, I assume Baker shows up, once training camp starts because he not gonna want to deal with those fines. But if he go out, I mean, he should be extremely motivated to get out there and basically show his worth. He already guaranteed 18.5 for his 5th-year option. So if he goes out there and let's say starts 4 or 5 games, plays good ball, obviously the Browns got to move on for him anyway. Like Deshaun is their quarterback, but every team, not every team, but it's going to be a lot of teams out there that our quarterback needed is going to say, all right, he's healthy now. He looks better, assuming he plays well, and that'll work great for both sides. So I'm with you on that one. I'm with you. The relationship part of it obviously is iffy, but they just going to have to sit down and, hey, Baker, this is where we at. Cleveland, this is where we at, and we just gotta,
Yeah, that's just like a long-term marriage, It's getting a little sour, but it's a business deal at this moment. You know what I'm saying? At this point, hey, we got to do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? I know we're not seeing eye to eye, but this can work out good for you. It's gonna work out good on this end. Let's make it happen. So
they're on the brink of divorce right now, and the kid is halfway through senior year in high school. So they got to make it work. They got to make it work for a little more. Let the kid go off to college, and then
Yeah. Kids come off Thanksgiving, Christmas break. Like, man, where Dad
at? You knew it, Tommy. You knew I was tired of that motherfucker. Nah. Some more NFL news, man. Dan Snyder's he might finally be on his 9th life as an NFL owner, man. NFL owners reportedly counting votes to oust Commanders owner, Dan Snyder, obviously Dan Snyder, he's been dealing with a lot of allegations for the last few years for a bunch of different things, taxes, withholding income from other owners, having a shitty stadium, sexual misconduct, all type of things for the last few years. So we know it takes a lot for these owners to get together and actually even start talking about getting rid of one of the good old boys. So man, once you start fucking over other billionaires, that's when you kind of expedite that process so you actually get some punishment. What you think about this right here?
Bruh, and that magic number, I think it's 24. So
That's the number. Okay.
I think I saw that magic number is 24. But to your point, man, when you start messing with other billionaires' pockets and funds, it's not looking good for you. And unfortunately, prior to where we at right now, all the other things, all the other allegations, I think a lot of people would be in agreement where it shouldn't even have come to this point. But I think it's only a matter of time. He's out of there. I'm pretty sure he'll find that number. And it'll be some other people, other folks trying to, put a team together to acquire those commandos. I think it's only a matter of time that Dan Snyder's up out of there.
Yeah, me too, and deservedly so. Obviously, he's been stacking. It's been thing after thing after thing. And we know these NFL teams, they don't become available often. So somebody definitely, like you said, they're gonna put together a team to go ahead and buy that right out there in DC too. A bad team to have.
Brad Richardson, Snyder was in Epstein's Island guest book, and that's a bigger story. But
on the Epstein Island,
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people with a lot of funds that was in that book.
Whole lot of big names,
for sure.
But
worst owner, John Jay, worst owner in the NFL and has been for a long time.
Look at that stadium.
Are you in agreement with that?
Worst owner in foot. I mean, shit, it's hard to argue with. Like we his rap sheet, and I would have to agree with that. I would have to agree with that based on the things that have come to light. We don't know what what people are doing behind closed doors, but based on things that have come to light, I think he deserves that title at this point.
He wears that crown,
huh? He wears that crown. But we talked about Cleveland there. Question marks at the quarterback position. George Kittle went on Pat McAfee's show the other day, and he kind of talked about the 49ers quarterback battle. It said it's quote unquote it's a toss up for him. It's a toss up for me. Obviously with Jimmy G coming back, him deciding to have that shoulder surgery when he did. I know that put Colts on the outside looking in when he came to get. I'm sure it did for other teams as well. Jimmy G been in that building. Trey Lance been in that building. I heard Kittle also talk about, hey, even if Lance gets in there, struggles early, we got enough people, enough weapons around him that support him. We think he'll do just fine. So interesting though. Interesting. And Kittle, there is no right answer for Kittle or Ayuk or Debo or anybody to say about this quarterback situation. But how do you feel about the quarterback situation in San Fran?
This is very interesting, D-Butt. I know Jimmy G is your guy, but for Kittle to come up and say this is a toss-up, and again, he doesn't want to put either one of these guys down. I get it. That's kind of a tough question to be asked. Yeah. But this says a lot. And I was going to ask you, does it say more about Trey Lance than what we know, or is this kind of a knock on Jimmy G? Because it was a lot of talks about Jimmy G, and I know for our coach, you wanted Jimmy G. You thought Jimmy G would probably be that best bet. But having these two guys on the roster and him saying it's a toss-up for him, they must see something in Trey Lance in practice or whatever the case may be for them to have that much confidence in the young fella. So
The guy. I think it's a good thing.
I
think
mean,
it's
you
a good thing.
said it before. You said it before that the 49ers at one point in the time in that division had the best situation in the quarterback. You did say that. So again, I figure you still standing on that. But I don't know how. This is a tough situation for them for the Niners.
They draft this dude number 3 overall.
So it's only a matter of time.
Yeah. So they draft.
But like for you to still have Jimmy G on that roster, and just to say, hey, we're gonna put you here and we're gonna start Trey Lance, that's a tough decision, and that's a conversation I feel as though you got to bring Jimmy G in the room and sit him down and say, hey, this is what we're doing. We're planning to move forward with the young guy. You know what I mean? And I don't know any competitor, any quarterback, until your Jimmy G's played good ball. You know what I'm saying? He's played good ball, and to be able to comfortably accept that and say, all right, I'm gonna sit behind him as a competitor. That was just in the NFC Championship for the second time too. So even, not just Jimmy G, but even the other people on the team, and they say they come out Trey Lance and then they get off to a 2-4 start first 6 games. Maybe look around like, come on now, 10. He may not be, Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes, but he gonna put us in position to win games. So, but young quarterbacks, it's still that learning curve. Trey Lance, didn't have a ton of experience in college, got drafted really high, got all the physical tools. Everybody talks about how smart he is. So I think he'll be good long term. I think Kittle, he's supporting the young guy, and it's important to do that, in the media. It's important to do that behind closed doors. So I think that's what Kittle's doing, being a good leader, being a good teammate. Like, hey, I got the confidence in a young kid, even if he struggles early. And if Jimmy G's still gonna be there, I rock with Jimmy G too. But I think him saying this, everybody's probably ready for that new chapter. Everybody's probably ready for that fresh. Like, you probably seen him make fantastic plays in practice. You probably see, okay, you can do this, you can do that. It's different though. It's a toss up for him, and
it's a toss up. I like both of the guys. If he say Jimmy G back, I want to go with Jimmy G. I think, and then Jimmy G gets traded in 3 weeks. Now you in the huddle with Trey Lance, and it's like, damn, Kittle wanted Jimmy G here. Or if you say, hey, I'm ready for the new chapter with Trey Lance, and now Jimmy G end up being the starter week 1. Now it's like, damn,
this is definitely a nod for Trey Lance. Trey Lance, how many snaps, how many games Trey Lance played in the league right now?
Like 2, I think 2, 3, maybe.
2. So you got 2-3 games versus Jimmy G playing, having this resume, and it's a toss-up. 2 games versus.
Man, come on! It's public knowledge that Jimmy G was supposed to be traded this offseason. So you gotta play. You gotta be. I think Kittle's been diplomatic. I think Kittle's been a good teammate right here.
I mean, I'm not saying he is. I'm just. Oh no!
Walking that tightrope. Walking that tightrope. Because right now, me and you going back and forth like, I don't know if he went and just said, hey, I'm ready for the Trey Lance era. And Kyle Shanahan decides Jimmy G's still our best ops, because Kyle Shanahan is still treading that, hey, I don't know, this, that, and the third. But we shall see, man.
Yeah. But I think the remark or the comment says a lot.
Of course, you would.
It says a lot. It says a lot.
I think
question though, before we move on with some more football talk, and we had this discussion last year. Right now, who has the best quarterback room and division in NFC West? We got the Rams, we got the Niners, we got the Cards, and we got the Seahawks. Who has the best? I know who's last, but who has the best quarterback room right now? Before we take a break from OTAs in June, who has the best quarterback room, D-Buck?
I mean, this right now, it's easily the Rams.
Okay.
He's, the Super Bowl champ, Rams,
Okay.
Los Angeles Rams. Got Matt Stafford, came over. Easily the Rams. Won the Super Bowl, got some playoff success. He won, defense.
Well,
Defense had a great run through the playoffs.
You grinding your teeth over there having to make that statement.
No, I mean it's easy. You got Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray folded. He folded in the playoffs when the lights got bright. He has to show, I think, going forward that he can play. He can step his game up under the bright lights. Seattle, obviously, a bunch of question marks. Seattle with Geno Smith and Drew Lock over there, and then 49ers. We talking about, we don't even know who the starter is going to be. The 49ers right now. So, Rams, man. Hold on, your picture got super blurry. Let me see. Yeah, the Rams, the damn Rams. Damn, see if you can restart your camera or something, bro. Got super grainy.
What you done did, man?
Nah, it ain't me, bro. It ain't me, bruv.
What you done?
See if you can I think it's straight now. But yeah, Super Bowl, Matt Stafford. That defense kind of carried. But let's get to this playoff talk, man. NBA playoffs. Which side you want to start? East or the West?
Man, we'll start with the East, man. Boston Celtics, man. Miami Heat up 2-1. Kind of called it. I thought Boston would go up 2-1, first game in Boston. But they did. It was a tough one for Tatum. Miami Heat came out, played some good defense, played some good ball. Jimmy Butler ended up, not finishing the game. Marcus Smart didn't finish. But I think we got again, man. I think we have a great series on our hand. I think tonight it will even up 2-2.
Yeah, you said you thought it'd be 2-1 too.
I did. Well, it is 2-1.
Yeah, I'll wait. Let's go.
It is 2-1. But yeah, man, I think we got a great series on our hand, man. Two tough teams going at it. But we're gonna see tonight, man.
You know what? It may end up being a great series. I had Heat in 6. It's always been the Heat. It's still Heat in 6 for me. We had a conversation about this matchup specifically before this series. Let me read this tweet from StatMuse. One of my I like it's a good follow on Twitter. Jason Tatum has been guarded by PJ Tucker for 127 possessions this regular season and playoffs. He has scored a total of 15 points in those 127 possessions. Now, as you know, basketball is a team game. It's not just like Tucker's out there on the island, strapping up, doing his thing. But as a primary defender, I told you coming into this series, I bet you do. I told you coming into this series, Tucker was going to make it tough for the young superstar Jason Tatum. And Tatum kind of, yeah, it looked bad. It looked bad. I want to say he shot like 21% of some shit, faked the shoulder injury. Man, rolling on the ground, holding the shoulder.
Come on now. You can't be saying he faked the injury. Come on.
Fake. Nah, he faked that. He faked that. He faked it. He had me fooled. I'm on Twitter. Like, oh man, prayer. He had all kind of prayer hands up on Twitter.
Don't put that on the young superstar like that.
Prayer. Come on, man.
Something could have been going down his finger.
I give you that. I told my brother, he might have got a stinger. Basketball players, they ain't really built like that. But they had a lot of dramatics in Boston. Now, this Marcus Smart injury. Now, that was a real injury. We saw him land on the ankle. We saw the ankle turn. That was a real injury right there. But I mean, Boston, they tried everything in their power. The free throws, Boston went 23 for 30 from the line. Miami went 12 for 14. So doubled the free throws on the road in the Garden. Refs tried to make it a game. They tried to make it a game with the WWE re-entrances back into the court. None of that shit worked, man. We took care of business with no Jimmy Butler in the second half. Jimmy Butler's expected to play. We went there and stole one already.
Yeah, y'all stole one. Great team effort. Great team effort.
Outstanding
but again, man,
team effort.
that PJ Tucker stat, man, I hate stats like that. It's like they playing one-on-one, but we all know it's 10 eyes on Jason Tatum. But PJ Tucker is a hell of a defender. I'm not going to take anything away from him, but I hate stats like that. But hey,
Oladipo too. Hey, Oladipo. So what we're seeing right now from Victor Oladipo, he is an all-star level player, when healthy. But right now he's a role player. He's coming off the bench and he's completely, bought into that role and playing, amazing defense, on-ball defense, coming in, give us energy off the bench. Gabe Vincent, Strus. Bam finally played aggressive on offense. Yeah, Bam was he was a huge difference. We were up big the first half. They kind of made it a game, and on the road, it's a game of runs. You're gonna have that. They made it a game, and but we closed out. We closed out with no Hero down the stretch, no Tyler Hero. He was out. He's questionable for game 4, and like I said earlier, Jimmy Butler was out the entire second half. It's gonna be an interesting game. Obviously, they got a great coach and a great team from top to bottom. So I expect a dogfight tonight.
Without Marcus Smart, though, I think that
is he out?
I'm not sure. If he doesn't play, I think that would be huge for the Celtics. Again, man, I think he's that guy for that team that makes that team go, especially on the defensive side. So we'll see what happens with Marcus Smart, but hopefully they can even this thing up at 2-2 today.
Yeah, Smart is a key player. Smart is a dog, and like that injury, his injury looked ugly. Obviously we probably both suffer a few of those type of sprains, but he came back when that adrenaline is pumping. That's one of them things. That adrenaline going, you go and do your thing, you come back, you play, but that next day, that night may have swelled up on. But I hope he gets back out there because I want to beat a full strength Boston Celtics. I'm gonna talk my shit either way. I don't care who out there, who not. But heat up 2-1, looking to go up 3-1 on the road. It's a tough task, but if we get that done, we closing that shit out, Miami. You better believe that.
If it goes 3-1, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Yeah. Boys they can pack an extra bag. They can stay a few days down in Miami. But we'll see, man. Yeah. Western Conference Finals, man. Warriors and Mavericks. Golden State up 3-0, man. This is definitely going to be a sweep. Golden State, man, it's too much. Just too much firepower over there, man. I thought Luka and the Mavs would be able to do something. I just didn't want to go with D-Buck. But right now, man, Golden State's up 3-0, man. They just got too much, man. Clay, Steph, Poole, Wiggins, Draymond. Yeah, you can just keep going, man. It's just a lot of firepower over there. If one guy's not hitting, you got 3 other guys that's able to get it done. In the Mavs, they trying everything, man. They got the bench on the floor. They trying everything right now to try and get a win, man. But it's just too much from guys.
They wearing Golden State colors on the sideline, trying to get the ball thrown to them. But like you said, and like I said, coming into this season, really, and then double down coming into the postseason, Warriors, man, it was this is their, assuming that they close this series out, they're up 3-0. Nobody in NBA has ever come back from a 3-0 deficit in the playoffs. So I'm assuming they can close this out. But this will be their 6th finals appearance in 8 years. If they go ahead and punch their ticket to the finals, which is, crazy impressive. They've been on a great run. They've been 9 years, I think, since they won their first since Steph won his first playoff series in like 2013. So they've been on a special run, man. And this is the first time in the last few years where Steph, Clay, and Draymond been back on the court together. And for them to kind of just, I guess, pick up where they left off is extremely impressive. And then having the other pieces, Wiggins, talked about Poole. Kuminga hasn't really been in there much this series, but he played well last series. Moody, young boy. Wiseman, their top, 2-3 draft pick, ain't even really been in the mix. Kevin Looney came in there, giving them great minutes in the middle. So Steve Kerr, you gotta tip your hat to Steve Kerr too, man, because they move the ball well, they play great defense. And then obviously Steph Curry, man. Steph Curry's the engine that makes all this shit go. I think he's still underappreciated when you look at just his whole body of work, but the type of pressure that he applies on that defense from the time they walk in that arena is different, man. It's just really, really different. He had 31 points, 11 assists, 5 boards last night, and he's quietly been having those type of nights, night in, night out, man. But he's a special talent. So they'll be in their next final. I think Dallas. I think they get one. I do think they get one. I think they get one, bro. They've been shooting so bad from three, bro. I think the next game they have at home, they got to shoot a little better from three. They get one, and then Golden State goes and closes it out at home.
4-0. This would be a sweep. I like Luka, man. I like J Kidd. I feel as though the culture that they're building over there, the structure that they got is trending in the right direction. But this is going to be a sweep. 4-0. Then Golden State, they close this out. The Mavs are overmatched. They're doing everything that they can, everything under the sun. They're trying, but to your point, they're not shooting well, but they're overmatched, man. 4-0 Golden State.
And this right here, this was nasty. And they called this an offensive foul on the court. Oh my God. Man. But this shit was nasty. And I was excited about this Wiggins move when they got him, when they traded for him a few years ago, just to see him. Obviously, he went number 1 overall. Everybody had super high expectations for him. I think coming into the league, they were saying like he's supposed to be the next Kobe with his skill set, with his athleticism. Obviously, he hasn't lived up to that. Some people even was calling him a bust. But for him to come in and fit in with this team and just be around that type of culture, those type of teammates, that type of coach, and watching him play, like his energy level, you know what I mean? Like his energy, like defense. He been great defense on Luka, running around, rebounding, crashing, shooting with confidence. Everything just looks different with him. He was named the All-Star starter for the first time in his career this year. So I'm happy for Wiggins, man. I'm happy for Wiggins. I love a good, somewhat of a comeback story. Like I said, a lot of people were calling him a bust or whatever. Now he's, potentially going to be playing his first finals as a player. So I'm excited for Wiggins, man, and what he's been bringing to this team.
Now, no doubt. And to your point, man, a move like this could spark somebody's career. You know what I mean? And for him, like you said, being around Steph, being around Clay, being around Draymond, getting the great coaching that he's getting, he got his first All-Star now. Like you never know. Obviously some things are going to have to happen over there. Just with they got Poole doing some good things, being coming out this year, having a great year. You got Wiggins, so some moves are going to have to be made. But to your point, man, this could be a spark in his career, just being around that type of wisdom that he's getting over there with the Warriors. But I wanted to say, in my sports life or whatever, growing up playing basketball, football, that's one thing that I wish I could have, or say that I have.
What's that?
Dunking on somebody and having a poster. Like in a for real game. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
Growing up, you might you lower the rim on 9 or whatever the case may be, but like on a for real regulation game, 5-on-5, I wish that's something that I could say that I had in my pocket.
I got a few of them, but none that I could just go back and we didn't really grow up in that era where everything was recorded. Somebody
But
had a camera phone. I can't even get footage of my high school games like that for real. But that there, I wish I could live those. All those are folklore now at this point. If you were there, you were there. We still talk about it, but if not, I'll catch another body sooner or later though. Hopefully somebody recording it. But Mavs received their third fine. Damn, for quote unquote bench decorum. Now they owe the NBA $175,000. I guess they were. I don't know what this is about. Maybe just having too much fun on the sideline.
yeah,
Too close to the action. I'm not sure.
I mean, I don't get that.
I guess who is this? Somebody tripping over their bench, so they're getting fined. Mark Cuban's obviously not happy about it. I know you remember this from the NFL, the strength coach putting his little knee out. Mike Tomlin. This was probably the most infamous one when it came to sideline decorum. Actually, it's funny. In New England, we used to actually practice something like with the like when it was punt time.
Yeah.
Our defense for the offense, our defense been on so punt return. All our big guys, like linemen, big fellas, would be like kind of right behind that white on the sideline. And it was we would try to push the gunner out, and they would it would be real hard for them to kind of get back inbounds. And then they changed those rules. But what you think about this fine for the Mavs?
Again, not knowing the ins and outs of what the rule is as far as bench decorum, but based off the pictures that we just shown, like guys are standing up, toes might be on the line, but I mean, I feel like that's what the NBA wants. When you look at the fan seats are right there. On the court, you got your video, you got your cameraman and women right under the basket. I just figured that's what you want. You know what I mean? So right here, I just feel as though that brings the competitive edge to the court. So again, I don't know what the rule actually states when it comes to bench decorum, but 175,000 for guys standing up on the sideline and yelling and talking trash.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like it, man. The NBA, you look like you said, you look at them seats and the players, and I'm sure you've been courtside at a game or a few. And the NBA, one thing you know about the NBA, you realize when you're in them seats on the court, you look around, you realize the NBA is going to squeeze every dollar that they can out of that product and use every square inch of that arena. Because like you said, it's barely any. I mean, the players really can barely shoot a corner three without stepping out of bounds. You saw Steph last night trip over a waiter, taking the order from somebody on the front row on the courtside seat. So if the NBA really had a real problem with this, use a little bit more space, back the bench up a little bit more, give the players a little more space on the court, and because the cameraman even right under the rim on the baseline, like that's definitely got to be a player safety issue. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm not really a fan of this.
Yeah, you go to them games. If you don't know the person that's sitting next to you, by the end of that game, y'all gonna be best friends.
Facts.
Shoulder to shoulder, thigh to thigh, everything. Everything,
Big facts. You be seeing Adam Silver be in the joint, like I said, man. There's Adam Silver, the commissioner, he be in the crowd like this. They don't play. They gonna get every dollar. Every dollar.
No, I don't like that move.
But let's see what else, man. We had F1. Did you watch this one? I know you ain't watched this one. This was on Sunday morning.
No.
9 o'clock. But it was a very exciting race out there in the Spanish Grand Prix yesterday morning. Max Verstappen won the race, Red Bull driver. He won his 4th race now of the season. His teammate, Sergio Perez, came in number 2. George Russell, Mercedes driver, came in 3. So that was the podium. 1, 2, 3. George Russell now is finishing the top 5, all 6 races this season. As you see right there on the left, those were the top 10. You had Verstappen, Perez, Russell. Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari in fourth place, who passed Lewis Hamilton really on the last lap. Hamilton had to slow up because he was having some engine issues. Lewis Hamilton, the GOAT by most people, mine as well. But he actually got in a little collision on the first lap, had to pit early, started in P9, went back to 19th place out of 20. Even came on the radio, told his team, like, hey, I think we should just save this engine and just call it a wrap. They said, nah, keep racing. He ended up finishing top 5, getting points. Bottas came in 6th, Ocon 7th, Lando Norris 8th, Fernando Alonso 9th, and then Tsunoda in 10th. But it was a great race, man. This is the standings right now through 6 races. Verstappen at the top, Charles Leclerc at 2, Perez, Russell, Sainz, Hamilton, Norris, Bottas, Ocon, Magnussen.
Hey, so with this, where you get points at? You get points what? Top 5, top 10? What is it?
Top 10. The top 10. So it's 20 drivers on the grid, 10 teams. Okay. So each team has 2 drivers, and it's basically 2 races going on. So it's the drivers' championship, which is so these are the drivers standings. So you see the individual driver, you see 2 Red Bull drivers, 2 Ferrari drivers, 2 Mercedes drivers, all up in the top. And then you have the constructors championship, which is the team. So that's the collective team points that are made throughout the year. And like it's like 3 top dogs. It's Ferrari, Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull. Red Bull right now, they had the fastest car. Ferrari's right up there as well. And the Mercedes, they have won 7 out of the last 8 championships with Lewis Hamilton. So they're up there. They kind of figured their car out right now. And then it's kind of the best of the rest with the other cars. But so this race, Sergio Perez, which is Max Verstappen's teammate, and Max Verstappen has won every race that he's finished this year. So out of 6 races, he's finished 4. He's won all 4. The other two he didn't finish because of some, car failure. That's what happened this race to Leclerc, actually, in Ferrari. But they came on late and basically, he a beast though. He drives how I would drive if I was out there. But his teammate Sergio Perez, aka Checo, his quote, "I am happy." He said he athletic.
Very.
He says, "I'm happy for the team, but we will speak later." That was Perez kind of over because you can hear the comms going back from basically the coach to the driver, and they basically gave him orders like, "Hey, let Max pass you on these last few laps. Let him get the first." He was like, "I'm good for the team results, but I wanted this win," and that's kind of like the balance that you got to have in F1. But it was a good race.
That's crazy though. So
that's tough.
As a team manager, like
look where Perez is right now in the standings.
You know what I'm saying? So that win could have don't know where he could have bumped them up to. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not an F1 guy, but I'm just sit back and just looking at it and say, hey, I'm getting the orders. Like, look, I'm in a position to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my thing on the track, and I'm getting orders like, hey, your teammate right behind you, slow up, let him pass you. It's
let him pay, yeah.
As a team manager, like what is the scenario? What is the route that you're trying to take? Okay, like so even if I have a guy on my team that's about to win, but then hey, to your point, another one of our guys, he's won, to your point, the 5 races at this moment, the 5 races that he's finished. Like, where do you draw that scale? Like, okay, well, we're going to advance this guy so he can have more club and he can do, and that's going to bring, I guess it's going to bring more.
So
it's the table for the team. Like,
so the teams kind of have some of the teams have their alpha driver, like their guy, and that's who Max is. Max has been the young phenom since coming in, and that second seat, the second driver, Red Bull, kind of been rotating, which even to your point would be more of a reason like, hey, I'm trying to get these wins when I can. And then Max's car, something on his car, something called a DRS, it's like your wing. It's a certain opportunities in the race where you can use that it makes you go faster. That wasn't working on his car. Sergio Perez, it was working on his Red Bull car. So it was a point in the race where, Max was in 2, Perez was in 3, but Max couldn't get past the guy in 1. Perez could. So Perez came on the mic like, hey, let me get in front. Let me go past him. So they did. And then it was some tire strategy. So they switched up the tire strategy. But Perez wasn't trying to hear none of that. So, but they want to keep their guy happy. They want to keep Max happy. And Perez is like, hey, it's good for the team. The other option is just let him race. And if he beat me, he beat me. But what happens sometimes is you'll get 2 teammates that's up in the top that's about to finish 1 and 2, and they crash or hit each other or something. And now neither one of them finish the race and everybody else finish, they get no points. So that's kind of why you do it as well. But I'm all about the, let them race.
Yeah,
if you win, you win. If you don't, you don't.
And I'm not even big. So another question. Contract wise, like what does these guys' contracts look like? Like when you sign, and what I'm talking about is for duration. You know what I mean? So
okay, they're pretty short.
They getting that bag, but like as far as duration of the contract, like what does that look like? Is it a 2 years? Is it a race? Is it a certain amount of races?
They're pretty short. They're pretty short. So like I watched the Drive to Survive series I watched 4 seasons of that, and I want to say like even like Perez has been on like 3 teams or 2 maybe. Carter has been on 3 teams. So like I feel like, I'm not sure of this, but I feel like if you're not like that main driver for a team, you on like 1-2 year deals maybe. And like halfway through the season, they be like, hey, this seat is coming to this guy. Cause like a lot of the drivers right now, like 25 and younger. It's a lot of young bucks out there. And then so yeah, it's different. But Verstappen made like 46 million last year or something just on the track. But he's, like I said, he's a beast. He's the defending world champion right now. And for him, he makes it a point to where he lets Red Bull know, like, y'all got to keep me happy too, basically. So the car got to continue. The car got to continue being on A1, and y'all got to make me happy. And it's a lot of politics that goes into it as well. But yeah, it was, and Checo, he was a good teammate. He did it. He let it go. You can tell he was pissed, but he was still on the podium, 2nd place. Somebody asked what happened to Leclerc. So Charles Leclerc, who started off in pole position in this race in the Ferrari, and who was number 1 in the Drivers' Championship coming into this race, he was ahead. It was like 27 laps out of 66, and on the 27th lap, his engine just failed. His engine went out on him. And he was, ahead to the point where he pit stopped, got back in the race, and was still number 1 on the grid. But his engine died. That's the shit that can happen. Anything can happen.
But again, like, how does your engine die? We're not even halfway through the race. Like how? And this is just me being a casual person, just asking questions. But that's. Shit
just had these, these are the fastest vehicles and most that's what happened with Max. When Max Verstappen, those other 2 races he didn't finish, it was like engine failure or something, like, cooling, something. It just happens. It's kind of like sports. It's like somebody pull a hamstring. It's like, damn, you had a pick 6, but how you pull your hammy? It just happened. We could do all the stretching and hydrating and all that you want, but something go, and that's what makes the race exciting. You don't know what's gonna happen. Somebody tire can go, somebody get in an accident, sometimes your engine just, and you can hear it too. You hear him hitting the corner once, and then just, oh shit, no, that shit was heartbreaking for him. The whole team, man. But yeah, it was tough. It was tough.
Yeah.
But it was an exciting race, like I said.
One day I might tap into about 10 laps.
The next one in Monaco, next race in Monaco.
Might tap in and watch a couple laps.
It's exciting. We got a random question from the internet. Let's see what this is.
40 million.
Questions from the internet. Marlon Humphrey. Could you eat one food item every day for a year? If so, what's the food? Damn.
No, I couldn't.
I couldn't either.
But if I had to pick,
Every day, 365 days straight, what food would I eat? I might go lasagna.
Yeah, I would. You know, it's crazy, D-Boy. I was about to say the same thing. I was gonna say lasagna. That's crazy. I was really about to say the same thing.
Let's see what we got in here. Avocados.
That boy Maul.
Nah. What Maul said?
That boy
Tacos is good. I just said this to my girl. Fried chicken won't be bad. I mean, if you ain't thinking about your health, fried chicken would be an option for sure. Chicken breast.
I think tacos is a good choice. Tacos is a great choice. I definitely was gonna go lasagna.
Pizza. Steak. Ooh, steak.
I
couldn't do steak every day. I couldn't do that.
Burgers.
That's tough though.
Yeah, but
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And speak about things you couldn't do. Could you do this right here? Let me see.
This guy landed in the wrong roof.
I'm professional.
Security was telling him to get down. And so did he.
Bro. You can do that, bro?
Nah.
You been skydiving before? I probably asked you this already.
No
plans on it?
No plans, buddy. No plans for skydiving. You said you went skydiving one time before, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I would do it again. I won't count it out. But yeah, that's Scott. So you saw when he jumped off and then he kind of hit that left turn.
Yeah.
So everything before that. So I jumped out the plane and I had gotta have a guy on your back.
You had to shoot. The dude was on you, right? He was hugging you. He was.
You damn right. You damn right. He was right there, and I made sure he was as close as could be. Pause. But he was messing with me right before we jumped out. He like, hey man, I hope I strapped this up right. All right, cut. Don't play like that.
Right.
Don't play like that. Not right there. But that plane door open, man, and at that point, there's no. And they tell you, hey, at any point you can say, nah, you don't want to do it. But it was two of us in the plane. I said, I'm jumping first. I can't be sitting on the plane with somebody else jump out this motherfucker. So I jumped out, and it was but it was all him until that point. He like, hey, you want to pull the chute? And I'm like, yeah, let me hit it. So I pulled that chute down. That bit turned. Woo! That shit was different. But
you know what? Like I always like
that jump was crazy.
Like I'm not a very adventurous person, right? Because I feel like people ask me all the time, like, yo, like, would you? I was never a huge roller coaster person, like, right? So out here during the summertime, I worked at Busch Gardens. The fellas, the home girls, we were always, we'll go to Busch Gardens, and I was always that person, like, yo, give me our stuff. Like, I'll hold it, you know what I'm saying? But whatever, I'm not getting on no roller coaster, you know what I'm saying? I'll go to the game. So people ask as far as bungee jumping. No, I'm not doing any bungee jumping. Like, would you?
I'll never do that. I never do.
Would you jump out of the plane? I'm like, nah, I would never do that. So a part of me, sometimes it's like, I do want to, and somebody asked this question earlier in the chat as far as like your fear, like, and I feel like one of the things I think in life is like, conquering your fears. You know what I'm saying?
That was part of it for me.
So at some days I actually give it a thought, like, you know what? I might jump out of a plane. You know what I'm saying? But then, sometimes like I come back to realization. Like, you know what? I'm good with 2 feet on the ground. I'm good with, getting the space game going. That's enough adrenaline rush for me. Talking shit with a drink on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's good for me. But
man, growing up, I was the same. I ain't want to do none of that shit. Roller coasters, none of it. But I don't know. As I got older, I got to be in the moment though. I'm in the moment person. I done been in a shark cage. I done, swam. You done swam open water like in the ocean before? Jump off a boat. You never jumped off a yacht, like just. I'm out here.
I have jumped off a yacht, but like that's a quick minute or two. The water feel good. I'm getting my ass back on this boat, man. Like,
see, I done out there, climbing on shipwrecks, skydive. That's probably it though.
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good with 2 feet on the ground, man.
Man, if you ain't living on the edge, man, you're taking up too much space.
Well, this space, I'm taking up a lot of space.
Yeah. That one time was good enough for me. The zip line, I'd have been zip line. I know you done been zip lining before.
Yeah, I've been zip lining.
Okay. Somebody tried to take me whitewater rafting in North Carolina. I live in North Carolina. They got a good one out there if you ever want to do that.
I wouldn't mind doing that.
See, that was I ain't want to do that. I couldn't do that. The rocks and all that shit coming down. I'm straight. Would you go to space? You take a trip to space?
Yeah, I mean, I would, but it's not like I've been.
Yeah, a few thousand motherfuckers got to go first before I go. Just to make sure.
No doubt.
See people come back. But gotta get up out of here, man. I gotta go check out my daughter's graduation. That's why we jumped on early today. Appreciate that. Appreciate AB switching up your schedule, jumping on early. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. And for the people circling back and listening to the pod later or watching the video later, appreciate you as well. About to get up out of here. We'll see y'all Thursday.
Hey, man, y'all have a day. Start this week off strong, baby.
Start this week off strong. Once again, quote for the week, start your week off. If you ain't living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. We out of here.